century, with Shnika, my co-anchor, and Abby and Ethan, our reporters in the field. I am Jessica. Yet another horrific scene of Cold War as 1,200 American troops were rounded up and forced to surrender to Cuban forces. Along with these prisoners of war, nearly 100 American lives were taken. This is not the first embarrassment of our nation's military. Nearly 1 month ago, our own spy planes were shot down over the Soviet territory. President Kennedy had confessed for our spying on the USSR. This 18-year tension between us and the USSR has been going on long enough. We knew this was going to last when the Iron Curtain descended on Europe. Many Americans see no near end to this technological madness. As NASA continues to expand our knowledge of the expansive universe, the USSR clings to keep up. The controversy over who really is winning this race is clear. We also compete for the largest, most accurate, and most deadly weapons to protect our nation. As they say, the bigger the better the stronger. Now to Shaniqua with the rebuilding of a nation.
Eastern Europe hasn't been the same since we declared war on Germany. Reconstruction in Europe is improving, but the relations between us and the Soviet Union continue to worsen. President Truman used containment to block Soviet influence and stop communism from expanding. The policy included forming alliances and helping weak countries. The Truman Doctrine was President Truman's support for countries that rejected communism. After war, there was a scarcity of jobs and food. U.S. Secretary of State George Marshall decided that the U.S. give aid to needy European countries, which became known as the Marshall Plan. While Europe began rebuilding, the U.S. and its allies clashed with the Soviet Union over Germany. France, Britain, and the U.S. withdrew their forces from Germany. The Soviet Union held West Berlin hostage. The city faced starvation, but American and British officials flew supplies into West Berlin for about 11 months. On May 1949, the Soviet Union was defeated and lifted the Berlin blockade.
Thanks, Shaniqua. Up next, from our field reporter in Soviet Russia, stay tuned, we'll be back after a short commercial break.
Do you have uncontrollable dirty hands and don't have time to wash them? With the new Germex Virgin, 99.99% of your germ problems will go away. But instead of drying out your hands like the old Germex, the new Germex is moisturizing with vitamin E. When using this product, keep it out of your eyes, avoid contact with broken skin, and do not inhale it. Available at your local convenience store for only $3.97.
Nobody likes me because my hands are dirty.
Try this.
Hey Ethan, come play with us. Welcome back. Now more on the USSR. Turning it to you, Ethan.
Thanks, Jessica. Good afternoon. I'm Ethan Wachter, reporting from Soviet Russia. The collapse of the Soviet Union at the end of the 1980s was a great blow to the hopes of revolutionaries. Why did it collapse? The primary cause were political and economic, and they were the result of the culture of war. The fall of Berlin Wall happened nearly as suddenly as its rise. There had been signs that the communist bloc was weakening. The East German communist leaders insisted that East Germany just needed a moderate change rather than a drastic revolution. That is all I have for right now. Back to you, Jessica.
Thanks, Ethan. Justin, breaking news from Cuba. Our U.S. Air Force discovered several missile sites strategically placed in range of the U.S. I'll turn it over to the reporter in the field, Abby.
Thank you, Major. I'm in Cuba reporting on the Cuban Missile Crisis. It all started when the failure of Bay of Pigs invasion. This convinced the Soviet leader Mikhail Khrushchev that the United States would not resist expansion in Latin America. Secretly, Khrushchev built 42 missile sites in Cuba. In October 1962, Castro believes that the U.S. is going to do a nuclear attack on Cuba. So Castro wrote a invaded Cuba to protect the U.S. not just from Cuba but from other foreign threats by invasion.
Well, that's it for now. We will keep you informed as we learn more about the Smithville crisis. Thanks for watching. This has been News of the Century.